Hey everyone, it's Blar, and in this video, we're going to go over the 6 Solaris 1 layouts and how to read them. First, we're going to do a Solaris 1 layout crash course where you'll learn how to identify each of the layouts and subsequently how to navigate them. Afterwards, we will do a guided walkthrough where I will run through a bunch of instances of Solaris 1 so you can see the read method in real time and my thought process around various things encountered in the layout and what we're going to do to navigate the layout successfully. So let's get started. The first thing we have is there are 6 layouts. 3 of the layouts are quick block layouts, and the other 3 layouts are open east layouts. So in all Solaris 1 layouts, the entrance will shoot you out to the right. And in a quick block layout, you will be quickly blocked in the first room after the entrance from heading further right or east. Now with this quick block, you will not see content beyond it or like a hallway that you can path and connect to very easily. Instead, it will just be a quick block. Once we see the quick block, we are going to head down. The reason why we head down is 2 of the 3 quick block layouts will path downwards to find the exit. The other quick block layout requires you to path upwards from the quick block rather than downwards. So the first layout we have here is the quick block south waypoint layout. As we exit the entrance room, head to the right/east, we will quickly be blocked in the room immediately after the entrance room. We will head down or south. As we head down or south, we will see the waypoint in line with the quick block wall on the path that we're currently heading down. Once we see this waypoint, what we're going to do is we're going to follow the southern or bottom wall of the waypoint room around the map to the right, doggedly, to find the exit. That's all there is to this first Solaris 1 waypoint, and anytime you see a quick block south waypoint layout, you should be happy because it's a very easy and simple navigation. Now things are going to get a little more complicated. Our second layout is the quick block right U layout. What will happen is as we exit the entrance room, we will be quickly blocked. We'll head downwards, and as we head downwards, we will not see the waypoint along the quick block wall or in line with the quick block. Instead, as we head to the right, we will see the waypoint down into the right of the quick block wall. Once we see this, we know we are in the right U layout, and what we're going to do is we are going to hug the right wall of the quick block right U layout up and around to find the exit. Now, where we take a right to find an exit is as follows. Essentially, the exit will always be roughly in line with the upper half of the entrance room or the portion that is above these stairs. There might be a few little small dead end rooms here, and you don't want to take a right there. Instead, you want to take a right when you're roughly in line with this. Now that brings up something that's a good thing to note, is that you see this little X-shaped room here, and other variations of the different Solaris 1 layouts, it will maybe look like a V-shaped room rather than an X. This room is the room that has unique ribbons, and it will be relevant in a couple of the layouts, but in the right U layout, we'll typically have to path through it, or you might be able to skip like just past these doors right here in this little corner. You might be able to jump this gap and then just keep following that right wall around and up to find the exit. Now, this is probably one of the layouts that gives you the most frustration in Solaris 1, and this is what I refer to as the quick block up maze layout. Unlike the other 2 quick block layouts, you get blocked from pathing downwards, instead have to path upwards to find the exit. Now, with this layout, there is a lot of RNG in how the path connects to the exit after the waypoint. However, the absolute critical thing to keep in mind is that this exit will always be roughly in line with the bottom portion of the entrance room, i.e. the portion below the stairs, so this bottom hall of the entrance room, it will be in line with that. So no matter what sort of layout generation RNG in terms of the path that we get after this waypoint, we know we want to connect sort of in line with the entrance, the bottom hall of the entrance room, and it's going to be on the right border of the map, opposite the entrance. So with those things in mind, we're always going to have some sort of way to try and navigate around any blocks that we see. So let's get into actually discussing this particular layout. As we come out of the entrance room, we'll head to the right. We'll be quickly blocked. We'll check downwards because that's what we do in quick block layouts. We check down first. You'll notice that you're blocked from heading further south, and like there's no way to go south in any realistic manner. So we will turn around and head upwards towards the north. We can confirm we're in the up maze quick block layout because this waypoint will be in line with the quick block wall, but it'll be up instead of down like in the south waypoint. After we identify we're in the up maze layout, we are going to wrap around the waypoint to this little square area, which I'll describe as one room immediately to the right of the waypoint. And from here, we are going to try and head down and right to connect to that bottom hall of the entrance room, but on the right side of the map. So in this case, what you'll notice is that both paths, i.e. heading down immediately, will connect to the exit eventually, and heading right and then down will connect to the exit as well. It's important to mention the reason why we always want to wrap around to like one room immediately to the right of the waypoint, like in line with it, is because if you try and connect like and go too far upwards, like this entire like north portion of this map is typically a dead end. So you don't want to head too far north, which is why we always want to start navigating sort of from this square in the up maze layout. So once we get to the square, we're going to start trying to head down and right to connect to that line from the bottom hallway of the entrance room to find the exit. We're going to see some examples now of when quick block doesn't connect in various ways and how this layout can be pretty frustrating. So in this variant, only the down path will connect, and what I mean by that is we'll go to that little square one room to the right of the waypoint in up maze. If we try and head to the right, you'll see that we'll enter this long room that just dead ends and doesn't go to the south at all. What's even more frustrating is that this same room can repeat one room down and then one room down further. So you can potentially get up to 3 of these little like long dead end rooms in a row. That's pretty unfortunate if it happens. So in this instance, right, we'll head down first and then the right to try and connect. What you'll notice in the up maze layouts is that when you head down from that square area, one room immediately to the right of the waypoint, you will come across the boss room with unique ribbons. Here it looks like a V, sometimes it looks like an X, depending on the layout. Here it will connect over, and then once it connects over, we'll head down as soon as we can again, and then start heading right once we're in line with the bottom portion of the entrance room. Now we have a up maze where only the right path connects. What you'll see here is we'll go to our little square, one room immediately to the right, and we'll head down. We'll come to the V room or the unique ribbon room, and it won't connect over. the room above it won't connect over to the right. So instead, we'll have to path all the way up. Now here's the fun part. Let's say we try this next room. You'll see that, again, this next room, when we go down, is also blocked. So we'll have to turn around and go back and then go down. We'll be allowed to keep heading down until we're roughly in line with the bottom hall of the entrance room, i.e. the hall below the stairs, and we'll be able to head right to find the exit. So the up maze layout will definitely give you fits if you're not prepared for it, but generally speaking, we're going to try and use the knowledge of where the exit should be to navigate there successfully, with the knowledge that you might just get variations of RNG sometimes that make actually pathing to where you're supposed to go difficult. But that's okay, because we know at the end of the day where the exit is. We just have to figure out the path to connect. Next, we have the open east layouts. Unlike the quick block layouts, there is no quick block. You will be allowed to keep heading east immediately after the entrance room. One thing to note is occasionally with layout RNG, this wall actually might be blocked off, but you'll be able to see the hallway immediately behind it, or a way to path or connect to that hallway to continue heading east. So that's the difference. In the quick block, it will just be a quick block and there'll be like no content beyond it. With the open east same side layout, which is the one we're in here, we are going to pay attention to the height of the waypoint when we come across it. We're actually going to pay attention to the height of the waypoint in all of the open east layouts. So as we head out of the entrance room into the right, we notice we're not blocked. We can keep heading openly to the east. As we do so, we'll come across the waypoint. And once we see the waypoint, we're going to draw a line from the waypoint back to the entrance. And if the waypoint is above the stairs, we know we're going to be in the same side layout. Once we know that, what we're going to do is we are going to wrap around to immediately one room above the waypoint. Head north, we'll come across the boss room. Here it looks like an upside down V, kind of looks like an X too. If you see it that way, that's cool. And then we'll follow this top border to the left and up as it develops around the map to find the exit. Now, one tip is that like the upward path, the exit will always be one room to the right of the entrance. So that's when you'll know that you want to turn up if you're following this top wall. And then another tip is the reason why we want to wrap around to immediately above this waypoint is it helps us avoid any like dead end rooms to the right here, because obviously the exit is over to the left on the same side, like the left side of the map as the entrance. And so anything to the right past the waypoint is not going to connect to our exit. Next, we have the open east opposite side layout. Here, the entrance and the exit, if we draw sort of like a line in between them, the entrance will be on the left of that line and the exit will be on the right of that line, which is why I refer to it as opposite sides. So when we exit this room, we will be able to head openly to the right. Now, typically in a opposite side open east layout, the path will have to force you down to connect to the waypoint room a little bit and then east. And the reason why it does this is this waypoint will always be in line with the bottom portion of the entrance hall, i.e. the portion below the stairs. So as we draw this line back, it'll be below the stairs. As a result of this little platform is a fixed sort of terrain generation, and you won't have an entrance on the platform itself. Instead, you'll have the entrance slightly below it. So that means when you're in the open east opposite side, you'll always have to path a little bit down and east to actually get to the waypoint room. Once we get to the waypoint room, we will head up into the right along the right wall. And as we head up into the right, we'll come across the V room or the boss room with unique ribbons. Once we see this, we are going to count 3 rooms afterwards to know when we want to turn right to the exit. If you don't count 3 rooms after the V room or the ribbon room, it's not a big deal because usually these will be small dead ends, but it just helps you avoid having to check them. Finally, we have the open east down maze layout. This is another layout that can give people fits, but it doesn't need to because there's a lot less RNG generation versus, say, for example, the open maze. In this one, we will head east from the entrance. We will not be quickly blocked in the room immediately after the entrance room. And as we head east, what we'll notice is the waypoint is below the bottom wall of the entrance room, if we were to draw a line backwards. Once we recognize that, what we're going to do is we are going to try and loop one room immediately below the waypoint and in line with the waypoint. Once we do that, we're going to head south or downwards until we are blocked, and we will be blocked in the ribbon room. As you see right here, here's the V, the X, there'll be the unique ribbons, and then we will follow the south border that we were blocked by down and around to find the exit. Now, a little bit of tip here is that the exit will always be roughly in line with the entrance. And the reason why this matters is occasionally you can get some RNG generation that generates like a long little room down this way that's a minor dead end, but it is a dead end nonetheless. So that is all of the Solaris 1 layouts. Now let's do the guided walkthrough. One thing to keep in mind as we do this guided walkthrough is that there are a lot of variations in how Solaris 1 can generate, and you can pay attention to all the little things that I try and do to make sure I'm accounting for these variations as best as possible. So let's get a fresh instance here and see what we have. We're going to head to the right here, see what happens, and we have an open east layout. If this would have been quick block, it would have been blocked right here. When I'm in an open east layout, I'm going to pay attention to the height of the waypoint. I can already see the waypoint here, and it is roughly in line with the bottom hall of the entrance room below the stairs, which is good. We're going to path down and around to reach it. Once I recognize that it's in line below the stairs with the entrance room, that means I know I am going to be in a opposite side open east layout. With the opposite side open east layout, once I get to the waypoint room, I'm going to head to the right and hug this right up and around the map, and then you'll see that I'll come across the V room, right? If I kept going right here, it'll just loop me around, but I'll come across the V room with unique ribbons. You don't have to go in this, I just did it to show you that that's what was there. But once I get past this little unique room or the ribbon room, I'm going to go up 3 rooms and then head right. So here's roughly the first room, here's roughly the second room, and then here is the third room, which means I am going to head right at the third room, and then you'll see the exit for Solaris 1. Hopefully we'll get a fair number of maze layouts, and I'll probably actually try and fish for a few because those are the ones where we see by far the most variation. The non-maze layouts are pretty tame for the most part. Alright, let's see what we have here. I have a quick block. It doesn't look like there's any path connecting right behind this. I'm going to head to the south because that's where 2 of the quick block layouts generate towards. And we're going to see what happens. So here I get blocked and there's no way for me to go around it to keep heading south, which means I am going to be in an up maze layout. And so the up maze layout is the one that has by far the most variation of all the layouts in Solaris 1. So let's see what we have as I head up. I can confirm it's up maze again, by the way, if this waypoint is in line with the quick block wall, but to the north. Once I know I'm in up maze, I'm going to wrap around the waypoint room, and then I'm going to head 1 room directly to the right of it. And from here, I'll try going down and right until I am roughly in line with the bottom hall of the entrance room below the stairs. Now remember, this can have all sorts of like different blocks and pathing, so we're going to try this first path down and right to see if we're allowed to connect. I should come across the boss room if I keep heading down. I do. You see that I can't quite connect to the right here, but I can actually skip over this stuff, which is kind of nice. If you didn't have a skip skill, for example, you just would head up to this entrance that we saw on the way down, and then go down and around. And then once we get to roughly in line with this bottom hall, which we are right now, we're going to head to the right as far as we can. And what you'll see is you'll see the exit on the right border of the map in line with the bottom hall of the entrance room. Alright, I'm going to head to the right and see what happens. Here I have another quick block, it looks like, so I'm going to head south. I'm going to pay attention to whether or not I can see the waypoint along the quick block wall path. I can. It is in line with it, which means I know I am in quick block south waypoint already. Once I identify I'm in south waypoint, I'm happy because it's a super easy layout to navigate. I'm just going to head to the south border or the bottom border of the waypoint room and follow it doggedly around the map to the right to connect to the exit. Usually this particular layout, south waypoint, is the quickest of the Solaris 1 waypoints, and it's the easiest one to navigate, so it is always a good thing to see, especially given that, you know, some of the maze layouts can really throw you for a loop as it relates to Solaris 1. As we reset this, we're going to head to the right. Looks like we're in another quick block again. We're going to head downwards, see what happens. We keep going down. We do not come across the waypoint. We get blocked, but we see that the path connects to the right still. So we know already that we're going to be in the right U layout. We just have to connect. In the right U layout, the waypoint is not in line with the quick block wall. Instead, it is down and to the right. And as we come across it, what we're going to do is we're going to hug the right wall of the right U waypoint room up and around the map to find the exit, and the exit will roughly be in line with the height of the entrance as we head upwards and to the right along the right border of the map. Here it should be, and it is. If we were to draw a line, you see that they're roughly equivalent with each other in height. Alright, with this new instance, we'll head to the right. We'll see what happens after the entrance room. It looks like another quick block. So far, we have seen all of the quick block layouts, I believe. I think we've seen an up maze, we've seen a south waypoint, and we've seen a right U. So this will be a repeat. We see that we are blocked. There's no way to go south. This is an up maze, which is good news for us in this particular guided walkthrough, because up mazes have the most variation, so it's important to see a lot of them. If you were to get this in an actual like leveling or speedrunning scenario, up maze is personally, I think, the worst layout to get because of the variation that it can have. So we're going to head upwards and we're going to see what happens. Once we get to the waypoint, which is north along the quick block wall, we're going to wrap around it and go immediately one room to the right. From here, we're going to try and connect down and to the right until we get to the point where we're as far down as the bottom hall of the entrance room. And then we're going to head to the right as best we can to find the right border of the map in line with this bottom hall, because that's where the exit to Solaris 1 will be. So we're going to keep heading down. We're not blocked so far. Here you see that we're able to just keep heading down and to the right through that little hallway. We're going to do so. We're almost to where we want to be, if we draw this line, you can see I actually went too far south. I'm below the bottom hall of the entrance room. I'm going to go back up one, and then I'm going to head to the right all the way as far as I can to find the exit. Alright, I'm going to head to the right here, see what happens. It looks like another quick block. I'm going to head down, see what happens. I'm blocked to the south, so I'm in an up maze again, which is good because we get to see more variations of what up maze looks like. I'm going to wrap around the waypoint, one room to the right. From here, I'm going to try and connect down and right as best I can to the point where I get roughly level with the bottom hall of the entrance room. I'm almost there. I can sort of connect around this. I have to go one more room down. I go one more room down, and then I try to go to the right. I'm blocked. I can see that there's a hall over there, so I just know I have to go back up and around and then connect down and keep going right to find the exit. A little bit worried about the up mazes that we've gotten because they've all been relatively easy versions of the layout for the most part, which is good to avoid confusion, but it's also bad because you don't see how crazy some of the stuff with up maze can get. All right, let's head to the right. We have a quick block. It looks like we're going to head downwards. We're going to see what happens if the waypoint's on the path of the quick block wall. Then we're in south waypoint. It is not, so we know that the waypoint is going to be down and to the right. And it is, once we identify that, we are in the quick block right U layout. We'll hug the right wall of the waypoint room in the right U, up and around the map until roughly the height of the entrance, and then we'll take a right and we will find the exit. Alright, since we've seen quite a few quick blocks, I'll probably just instantly reset if we get a quick block again. So hopefully we can get a few open easts. Alright, I'm going to head out of here. I'm going to keep continuing on. It looks like I'm in a quick block. Let's just reset that since we want an open east. Alright, as I head through, I'm not blocked right here. This is where I'd be blocked if this is a quick block, so this looks like an open east of some sort. We have to continue on to figure out which it is, and we do so by paying attention to the height of the waypoint. Now, as we look at this waypoint, if we draw a line sort of backwards to the entrance, it is in the top half of the entrance room above the stairs, which means this is going to be an open east same side layout. With the same side layout, we're going to go upwards and wrap over the waypoint. And then from here, we're going to head directly north. We'll come across the boss room or the V room, whatever you want to call it. And then we're going to hug this upper border of this room to the left and follow it doggedly to find the exit to this layout. All right, let's see what we have here. We're going to head to the east. We're not blocked right away. Immediately in the first room after the entrance room, which means we're in open east. As we navigate, we want to pay attention to the height of the waypoint. Here, we can't really connect over this way, which means we're going to have to go down and around to connect. And then once we get to the room, we'll see where it is relative to the entrance, like its height. Here, if we draw that line back, it is above the stairs, so in the top half of the entrance room again, which means we are in the same side layout. We're going to wrap over the waypoint. Once we're over it, we're going to head north, and then once we get to the boss room, we're blocked by this top border. We're going to follow that top border doggedly left around the map to find the exit. In this layout, it looks like we're in another open east again. We're not blocked right away. So we're going to check out where the height of the waypoint is. This is again above the stairs. So we are in another same side layout, which means I'll wrap over it. Then I'll head north. I'll come across the unique ribbon room. I'll follow the top border of this room, doggedly left around the map to find the exit. Alright, now that we've seen that layout roughly 3 times or so, I will probably just reset that one as well, so we can see some more of the layouts. I'm going to head to the right here. Looks like I'm not blocked right away in this first room afterwards, which means I'm going to be in an open east of some sort. I'm going to pay attention to the height of the waypoint. If I were to draw this line back, it would be above the stairs again, which means I am in the open east same side layout again. That's 4 in a row. A little bit of wild coincidence there, but it is what it is. We're going to head to the right. It looks like a quick block. However, I am suspicious because I see this shrine right here, and it looks like I can connect over to this hall. So tentatively, I'm going to say this is not actually a quick block, but is instead an open east that's forcing me to go a little bit down to then connect up. And that indeed was the case. As you see this waypoint, if I draw this line back, it is in the bottom half of the entrance room below the stairs, which means I'm in an open east opposite side layout. When I'm in the opposite side layout, I'm going to follow the right wall of the waypoint room up as it wraps around the map. I'm going to come across the V room, which is right here. Sometimes you'll be forced to path in it. Other times you'll be able to path above it. Nonetheless, you'll always pass sort of right around this V room or unique room. Once we get past this, we're going to count 3 rooms. And in the 3rd room, we're going to turn right to find the exit. So right here is roughly 1 room. Here's 2 rooms. This next room up will be the 3rd room, and to the right here will be the exit. Alright, now we just need to find a maze layout, the down maze, and then we should have seen, I think, everything. Let's head to the right. See what happens. This looks like a quick block. We haven't run one of these in a while. Let's run it. We'll head directly south. This is in line with the quick block wall, which means it's the south waypoint. I'll hug this bottom wall down and around the map as it develops to find the exit. And I'm always happy to see this because it is a very quick Solaris 1 layout. Alright, here I have a quick block again, but I can already see a little generation down into the right here, so I'm suspicious that this is actually not a quick block, but one that's sort of masquerading as a quick block. So here, this generation turned out to actually not be one, so it is a quick block of some sort. We're going to head south, see where it is. This is another south waypoint because it's in line with the quick block wall. I'll follow this bottom border of the south waypoint room down and around the map to find the exit, which will be right here. Alright, I'm going to head to the right here, see what happens. This looks like an open east layout. I'm not blocked right away. Let's see where the waypoint height is. I get a little bit of a block here, but I know I can navigate around it. We're going to pay attention to where the waypoint is. The waypoint, as we draw this line back, is in line with the bottom portion of the entrance room below the stairs, which means this is an opposite side layout. Once I know I'm in the opposite side layout, I'm going to hug the right wall of the opposite side waypoint room up and around the map until it connects to the exit, which will be roughly the height of the, or not the height of the entrance. We'll come across the V room. Once we come across the V room, we're going to go 3 rooms up, and at the 3rd room, we're going to take a right to find the exit. So here's roughly 1 room, here's 2 rooms, then the next room up will be the 3rd room. We'll take a right, and we will find the exit. All right, we're gonna head down to the right through the entrance room, see what happens. This is an open east of some sort. Let's see where the waypoint is. Here we can see that the waypoint is in line with this bottom hall. It's below the stairs, so we draw a line. This is another opposite side. We're gonna follow this right wall up and around the map until we get to the unique/V room, which is right here. And then we'll go 3 rooms up and take a right. Here's the 1st room, 2nd room, then 3rd room, and we'll go to the right to find the exit. All right, as we head down to the right, we are in another open east. Let's see how it connects through. We can see that this height of the waypoint, if we draw this line, is above these stairs in the top half of the entrance room, which means it's the same side. We'll wrap above the waypoint. We'll head to the north. We'll hit the boss room. We'll follow the top border of the boss room to the left, doggedly around the map, and we will find the exit. I'm going to head down and to the right. We'll see what happens. I get a quick block, it looks like. Let's keep heading downwards. If I see the waypoint, which I do, I know I am in south waypoint, and I just have to follow the bottom border of the south waypoint rooms wall down and around to the right to find the exit. I'm not going to do so to save some time. We're going to head down and around to the right here. We're going to pay attention to what happens. It's a quick block. We'll head down. We get blocked. This means we are going to be in an up maze because I don't see any way to path to the south still. So we're going to head up. We can confirm we're in the up maze because it will be in line with the quick wall, but to the north. Once we know we're in the up maze, we're going to wrap around the waypoint 1 room to the right. Then we are going to head down and to the right until the point when we're roughly in line with the bottom half of the entrance room just below the stairs, and then head right to try and find the exit, which will be on the right border of the map. I'll come across the boss room. I'll be able to connect through it, which is nice, makes it simple. And then I'm already in line with the bottom half of that entrance room, which means I just need to head to the right to find the exit. We are going to try and find 1 down maze. And once we find that down maze, that will be the last layout we do. As a result of the down maze, trying to find it, I will just reset specifically for that. And I will identify the layout real quick based on what we're seeing, but not run the whole thing. So this is a quick block. We're going to head south. If we see the waypoint along this south path, we know it's south waypoint. We don't. Because it's a quick block and it goes south that far, we know instead it's going to be the right U layout. Alright, I'm going to head to the right here, pay attention to what happens. Looks like I'm going to open east because I'm not blocked right away. I'm going to keep heading, see how it connects. I see that the waypoint, if I draw this line, is in line with the lower half of the entrance room below the stairs. That means it's going to be the opposite side open east layout. here I come across a quick block. I'm going to head downwards. I get blocked right away. I can't go anywhere to the left here and down, which means I'm going to be in an up maze. We're going to run this since up maze has so much variation. Hopefully we'll see something different. Once we get to the waypoint room, we're going to wrap around it, one room to the right. Then we're going to head down and right. Here we get blocked on this initial down path, so this is some layout RNG. We're going to try and repeat the same process one room over, see what happens. Here we can actually connect all the way down to the point that we want, which is in line with the lower half of the entrance room below the stairs. But the room we connect to is a little bit of a dead end heading to the right, so we just go up and navigate around that, go to the same spot, and then head right to find the exit. All right, as we head to the right here, we'll see what happens. It's an open ease because we're not blocked right away. We're going to pay attention to the height of the waypoint. It is in line with the bottom of the stairs, which means this is going to be an opposite side open east. Here we have another open east because I'm not blocked right away. We'll pay attention to the height of the waypoint. It is in line with the bottom of the stairs. So again, we have another opposite side open east. Here I have an open east. I'll keep following it, see what happens with the waypoint. And finally, we have a down maze. As I draw this line back, I am below the bottom wall of the entrance room. Now, with down maze, this path will not always connect directly in a straight shot. Sometimes you'll be forced up and to the right and then down to connect here, but here, fortunately, it's a straight shot. Once I'm in this down maze, I'm going to wrap around it to the bottom of the waypoint, one room. From here, I'm going to head south. And as I head south, I'll come across the boss room. Once I get blocked to the south, which will always happen in the boss room, I'm going to follow that southern border of the boss room down and around the map to find the exit. And the exit will always be roughly in line with the entrance. Now, we had just a little bit of a bait room here. That's not a big deal. Sometimes it might be one room further down here. But nonetheless, we're not going to worry about that too much because that's just a little bit of RNG generation. But as we know, if we just follow this down and around, we will eventually get to the exit without much issue. So here you can see that we're on the right path. Finally, we get this up room. It's roughly in line with the entrance. You can't see it on my minimap or the overlay. I'll pull it up, but as we look, you see that's the case. I'm going to head up, and you'll see I find the exit. And you can see here there's just a small little like extended room that's a little larger than a normal down here, but that's what happens. So those were all the layouts in Solaris 1. There can be a lot of RNG variation, in particular with the maze layouts. Hopefully this will help you navigate this zone more successfully, and thank you for watching.